Shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, honor to you, Akim, and of course, a sincere shalom to the hopeful one-third men, women, and children. Let's get into it. You know, this is definitely up there in one of my favorite books or prophecies or chapters, whatever you want to call it. It's Obadiah is only one page. Let's get into it. This is the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord concerning Edom. You know, and you know, aside from all the the social media pop culture fiascos, you have some serious things going on. Aside from fucking wicked ass Travis Scott and Kanye West this week, you have 11 states actually suing Joe Biden over this mandate, along with like 80 of the biggest companies in the U.S. And as you know, a house divided cannot stand, so reason being of me saying this is because, we are in a time of prophecy. So I just want to, I watched the elders this weekend and, he was, Esau, you can't be mad. We're just warning you, man. We're actually being super nice. If we didn't tell you that the sucker punch was coming, that would be off, pursuing what Elder Tahar said. But anyways, this is the vision of Obadiah. This is soon to be coming to hear the great Babylon, This is the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us arise up against her in battle. And an ambassador, we went through this before, is what? A messenger. So a messenger is sent among the heathen. Arise, and let us do battle against her. Arise and let us rise up against her in battle. Salakia. I got tongue tied. And that's perpetually what you're seeing with these hypersonic missile tests, with these close calls in the South China Sea, with these aerial interceptions. And what I mean by that is, the U.S. was just recently caught flying over numerous countries in the Middle East, and they got intercepted by other jets this week, because what is ease a proud man, neither keepeth at home, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised, and the elders got in yesterday, or excuse me, 2 days ago, about how these nations are tired of dealing oil on your FRN, your Federal Reserve note, and Russia and China weren't even having it, So, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised, They're tired of you coming in and showing the good hand and hiding the bad hand. Here, I'm going to give you this, but I'm also going to tack on interest and make you guys debt slaves. And because you guys aren't going to be able to pay, I'm going to take all your resources and take all your power. This is why you are becoming greatly despised. People are waking up to this game. As you see with the Travis Scott incident, within hours, there was damn near 1,000 videos. Demonic Travis Scott concert, just breaking it down. And these aren't even people in the truth, But this is a sign of the time. The Most High pouring His Spirit out on all flesh. You had little Edomite boys saying, this is demonic. The pride of thy heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down? And what nation has that pride? You ever heard of that saying, have some American pride? Have you ever heard of British pride? Have you ever heard of Indian pride? No, you've heard of American pride. Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle and set thy nest among the stars. So right here, the Most High is trying to give you a description of who he is speaking to, because, um, Esau covered the faces of the judges thereof, and we are the judges thereof, and he has impostericized, you know. So this verse 4 is a descriptor. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. So this is telling us, Jake, who is exalting himself as the eagle? First, it was the Holy Roman Empire, or excuse me, the Roman Empire, and now Babylon the Great, i.e., America. Did I read the whole thing? Slacky, I'm not sure if I read the. That's why I bring. Yeah, I think I did. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how wert thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? Because we lawfully, when we're in rulership, we will leave sustenance for the poor, so that they go not hungry. You know what I mean? But you are going to be totally cut off, and everything is going to be taken from you. And how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? First and foremost, through the men of the Lord, starting with the apostles and elders on down, or excuse me, the elders and apostles on down, and now, as you're seeing with the videos of these Edomite kids and whoever from the Travis Scott concert, the Most High is even pouring his spirit out upon all flesh, All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. And what is a confederacy? Let's get into that. You know, this was your pact, so to speak, a covenant, alliance. That's a better word. This is the men of your alliance. So the men that you have banded together with, constitution, ordinance, agreement, pledge. The men of your pledge. So you have pledged to do something together of your covenant. You have made a covenant. So all the men of thy covenant, your alliance, have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. You know? And that's truly the case. You have to think. Esau, your nation is a melting pot. You're bringing over the smartest from, India and China, the land of Moab, and Elam. You know what I'm saying? To have all these, lower level jobs that the elites don't want, but also higher level jobs that you don't want Jake to have. And guess what they're gonna do with all this IT knowledge, all this architecture knowledge, all these defense contracts you have these guys on? They're gonna use it against you, and it's no coincidence. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? Because your soothsayers, your Chaldeans, your wizards, they're not going to have a solution for you, man. O mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off. Because that German engineering, that precise, that preciseness, you know what I'm saying? That's going to do, this is going to be futile in that day, you know? Understanding out of the mount of Esau. Oh no, I was reading verse 9. Minatiman, the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. And why is this? Verse 10. For the violence, this is first and foremost why. For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So this is why you're being cut off forever. And not just, the 1,000 years and then everything's, goes back to we can, get along, so to speak, like the other heathen nations. This is why you're being cut off forever. To never fill the cities with your faces, roughly paraphrasing. In the day that thou stoodest on the side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. And what did he say in verse 10? For the violence against thy brother. So he called you our brother. And what did you do? Let's go back to it. In the day that thou stoodest on the side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners into his gates, and cast laws upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. So that's cut and dry, man. You betrayed your own brother. You know, that's going back to the spirit of Cain, bro. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. So not only did you take part, but you rejoiced in your brother's destruction, man. That's, and if you think about it, that's wicked, man. Because Jacob and Esau were literally twin brothers, man. Did I read the whole thing? Rejoice, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of their distress. So not only were you rejoicing, but you were talking proudly. That's what the fuck you all get. You know what I'm saying? Judah ain't shit. Israel ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. You were speaking proudly in the day of our distress. Let us take everything. You know? Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Plain and simple. Yeah, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity. So you shouldn't even have just watched, let alone nor laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. You know, that's wicked, man. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. So let me read that again. It's a lot. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape, neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. So not only did you cast lots, meaning bargain with the other nations about what you're going to get out of the situation, who's going to get what first, so to speak. Not only did you speak proudly about our fall, you rejoiced. And on top of that, you cut off those that did remain. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. And I think I want to leave it there. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Habakkuk Wadash. Double honors to the elders, a great millstone. Honors to you, Akim. Shalom.